Hey guys, happy Sunday. Where's everybody at? How you guys doing? Doing pretty good here. Just give it a second and make sure everybody's joining us. How are we doing there, Ev? Good?
Anybody on?
Just refresh the page, baby. It's fine. We're working out the technical stuff. We've got a question answerer over here, or someone keeping eye, one of my daughters keeping eye on questions. Okay, all right, so welcome to my kitchen. It is Sunday, day, who knows what, of being inside. And normally have big Sunday dinners, I'm sure you guys do too. But we've been sort of going through the pantry and the freezer and trying to see what we can make out of it. I was tagged earlier in the week in a really funny video about spices that live in your pantry that sort of get ignored and maybe travel from one house to another. Thank you, Dawn, for tagging me in that, so it gave me a little inspiration for this. And then I also want to give a shout out to Lisa, who sent me a picture of a recipe card from probably 2005, maybe 2006, from when I had my personal chef business, and it was for a dried fruit couscous. And so I figured that I would pull all of these spices out today and do a Moroccan inspired dinner. And of course we need to start with, I'm gonna do this dinner for us from start to finish. And if you guys have any questions in the middle of it, please go ahead and type them into the comments below. I have my handy helper over here, and she's gonna shout them out to me if anybody has any questions. So one of the things that I did do, I haven't been grocery shopping in probably 2 weeks. And the last time I was there, picked up these zucchini and had grand plans for making zucchini bread out of them, but I thought this would be a better idea. So the first thing that we're gonna start with is I'm gonna make some zucchini in the oven. And I'm just gonna roast it really simply, and honestly, it's the thing that's going to take the longest. So we're going to get started with it. I'm going to cut it into wedges, and I'm just going to do simple salt, pepper, olive oil, and roast them, because we're gonna have a heavily spiced chicken and some couscous in the middle of it. So how's everybody doing out there?
Peggy O'Dean says hey.
Hi, Peggy O'Dean. How are you? I miss you. Everything okay? All right, just gonna cut them into kind of bigger wedges. Like that. This is a really big zucchini, honestly. Get them started. I have a 450 degree oven started, and on a day like today, I didn't realize that it was gonna be as warm as it was. But so we're gonna just put them on a sheet tray. Real simple. Hey guys, tell me what you're having for dinner tonight.
Christy Schoen says hi everyone.
Hi Christy, how are you? How's everything? What are you guys doing over there? Neighbors, but they feel like they're far away. So far away. Anyway, so a little bit of olive oil here. Yes, I'm gonna smear it around, guys. I'm not wasting olive oil, I promise.
Peggy O'Dean says, miss you too. I am jamming looking for tonight's dinner. Inspiration was shrimp.
Woo! Shrimp. Did she say shrimp?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, we had shrimp the other day.
We did.
Yeah.
Christy Schoen says, good, Joe was making pork chops.
Hey, Joe. Who's grilling? Anybody grilling today? We grilled the other day. I forgot we had some propane in the tank. When we had one nice day, we went outside and sort of cleaned up the back deck, and then it rained later that night. I think it was later that night. Okay, but anyway, so here's just some zucchini, little olive oil, salt, and pepper. I'm gonna toss this into the oven. This is gonna be the first part of what we're gonna do. It's gonna take the longest, so say goodbye, zucchini. Bye, zucchini. Bye. Okay, so the next thing I wanna talk about is that couscous. And couscous is really easy to make. I don't know if any of you have used couscous before, but the reality is it cooks really quickly, and it's a tiny little pasta. It's this little wheat pasta. It's a Moroccan inspired pasta, and you can flavor it with just about anything that you want. You can make a cold salad out of it if you want to, but we're gonna actually cook it and put some dried fruit in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my stove here on high, and then I've got 2 1/4 cups of chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock if you want to, or you could even just use water if you want. But if you still have some chicken stock at home, then I suggest that. So we're gonna use 2 1/4 cups of chicken stock and 2 cups of the couscous. It's a lot, but I'll eat it tomorrow. Maybe put some like cheese or something like that in it. But it's really, really good. Here are the fruits that I'm going to be using. Now, in the original recipe, it called for like 3 tablespoons of a lot of different fruits, including like dates. You can use dried cherries, but what I have in the house today are raisins, dried cranberries, and apricots. Now, there's extra on the back of your box. Your couscous is going to say, 1 cup couscous per 1 cup water. So we added a little bit of extra water today because I have this dried fruit. And I want to make sure that it's got enough liquid in it. But I'm going to take these apricots and just kind of get them cut down. Any questions, anybody?
Jen Dickerson says they're making chicken ranch tacos. Peggy O'Dean says it's too windy to grow where they are.
Gotcha.
Christina Stockwell says she wants that zucchini. And Sharon Helton says she's going to move back to Michigan just so she can eat at your house.
Oh, Sharon, you want to move back to Michigan? I would be totally happy with that. Yes. And you know what? We were just in Florida and we didn't get to see you, and now I regret it so, so much. But yeah, Sharon, you don't want to be in Michigan today. It is windy. It is for sure windy. Hopefully by Thursday, I read that it's going to be a little bit nicer outside. So maybe we can cook outside.
Christy Schoen says, yummy apricots. Mr. Price says hi. Diane Disher says, hey. And Becky Shozy says, do you deliver?
I do. I get that. I get asked that a lot. Maybe if I have some extra couscous, I might deliver. I'll have to, obviously just kind of hang it out the window at you, but I could probably think about that. So into this stock, I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of butter. If you are running low on butter, you don't have to add it. But if you have some olive oil, you can do that too. So I'm going to get this to come to a boil. Now, one thing I did want to mention that we are doing couscous, but another thing that you could use if you don't have couscous or if you don't want to do anything with gluten in it, you could use quinoa. And you could just cook the quinoa according to the package, and then take the dried fruit that you would normally, and then maybe add like 1/4 cup of some boiling water on top of this and let it sit so that it does plump up a little bit more. And then you can add that to the quinoa. Totally fine. Totally fine.
Apparently I messed up and showed everybody your socks.
Oh, my unicorn socks.
Yeah, Christy Schoen says she loves your socks.
Oh. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to bring this couscous over here.
Garrett Hoffman, who is your top fan, says, feed me. Diane Disher says, we use them this in North Carolina. And Janny Stratton says, yum.
Yanni.
Hi, Yanni. How are you guys? Hey, Garrett. I miss you. Garrett, I think, was the last person that was here that we entertained, honestly.
Garrett, I could totally use that iPhone Osmo thing you got.
All right. So we're going to give this a second to come to a boil again. But the only other thing that I'm going to add to this is a good pinch of salt before it gets going. Maybe like a pinch and a half, because this is a lot. And then I'm going to put some cinnamon in here too. So the cinnamon is going to marry up with the spice blend that I'm making for the chicken. So this just adds another little depth here. So it's like maybe like half a teaspoon I've got kind of bigger hands than most people. So that's definitely half. Oh, but there it goes. Okay, so the really cool thing about couscous is this. Because it's this really, really tiny, tiny little pasta, when things start to boil, you just dump it in there and stir it around. And then I'm gonna get that fruit in there. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's already pretty. All right, so you see this, and it comes back up to a boil. Stray cranberry. All right, I'm gonna turn it off completely. I'm gonna cover it, and I'm gonna walk away from it. And that's it. That's how you do the couscous. I'm gonna add some like green stuff to it later too. But that's it basically. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and let me check on these zucchini. They probably won't be done too soon. So the next thing I want to talk about is this Moroccan inspired spice blend. And back when I owned Urban Gourmet, I used to sell a line of spices called Urban Accents, which I thought was really kind of clever, you know, because Urban Gourmet and Urban Accents. And I did a recipe for a Moroccan couscous, or I'm sorry, actually it was a Moroccan quinoa with chicken and stuff in it, and a lot of other things like red peppers and onions or olives and things like that. But it had an actual spice blend, and I went to look for it online, and I think they've discontinued it. So I kind of thought, oh, I'm gonna have to make my own. And so again, inspired by Dawn, I went to the pantry and started pulling out things, and I realized I'm kind of a cumin hoarder because I have like 3 bottles of cumin and 2 things of paprika. So I made this spice blend, and it's Moroccan inspired. But basically what is in it is it's a teaspoon of each of paprika, cumin, ginger, cinnamon, coriander, half a teaspoon each of cardamom, turmeric, ground black pepper, and then a 1/4 teaspoon each of cayenne and cloves. You could probably also add some allspice to this, like about a 1/4 teaspoon, but I don't have any of that. So this is, I mean, it's kind of like warm and sweet at the same time. So the cinnamon and the cardamom and all of those things have sort of a sweet, and the cloves, you know, because those are like baked good Thanksgiving kind of things. They have that warm, sweet, but then you also have, you know, the bite of some of these other things, the ginger. And so I'm hoping that, you know, the turmeric and the paprika is going to add a lot of color. So this is about how much you get out of what I just measured there. And we're going to season our chicken with that. I'm going to move some of these things out of the way. I'm going to peek really quick. It's done. It's actually done. I'm just going to move it back here, and then we'll finish that when the chicken is done. Any questions, anybody? Any questions so far?
Miss
Comments?
Doherty says hi.
Hi.
Annette Roach says hi. John Carson says cheers. And
Cheers.
Garrett Hoffman says, Tiffany and I were the last ones there with Ace Bogey, and Tilly, someone else currently has it.
Right.
He also says he misses you guys too.
Oh.
Jody Marie says, as always, you're an inspiration. Hashtag give Master Chef a try again. Peggy O'Dean says, how about adding slivered almonds?
Ah!
Bonnie Renfell says, adding to my grocery list during this sounds yummy. And John Carson says, warm and sweet at the same time, just like Lee.
Oh, just
Oh my
warm and
God.
sweet, just like Lee. So actually, really great tip. I've got some almonds right here, and you know what? I am actually going to add that at the end. Thank you very much. Whose suggestion was that?
Peggy.
Peggy O'Dean.
Peggy O'Dean. Peggy. I miss you, girl. I miss you.
And Christina Schaefer says hi.
Hi. Okay, guys, let's get started on this chicken. And so I think I kind of mentioned the other day when I went to the store that there were slim pickings for chickens. That's awesome. Slim pickings for chicken. And so we found this package of chicken tenders. It was just a little under 1.5 pounds. And so what I did with it is there's always that little white tendon that's kind of in the back. I just cut that out, and made it look pretty, because that can make it curl up. I mean, I didn't cut the whole tendon out, just that big chunky bit at the end. But so I think it's probably about a pound and like a quarter here left, which is fine for 4 people. What I found, this is maybe a blessing, I think, this whole having to really rethink how we're eating. We don't have a whole lot of leftovers lately, and I mean, nobody's going to work, so there's not really reason for leftovers, but I think that we're finding our sweet spot in how much we're making in the kitchen for each meal. So I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a blessing a little bit. But I am going to season up this chicken here with a nice bit of my Moroccan inspired mix. And I'm going to actually put some olive oil on here too. I don't have any salt in this mix, so I'm happy with coming back and putting some salt in there too. But you can put as much as you want. I want to do a lot of spice on this one. Let me get my towel really quick. I don't want to put Moroccan spice inside of my salt pig. I just got southern for a second there. There it is. All right. So I'm going to do that. And I can actually hear my zucchini in there starting to talk a little bit. Let me check that really quick. Okay. So I'm going to take just a little bit, again, of this olive oil. Not a lot. And I'm going to turn it around. And you know me, get in there and sort of roll it all around, size it up. We're just going to give this a really quick sear. And then I'm going to throw a little bit of lemon juice in there. Lemon is another really good Moroccan flavor. Preserved lemons specifically. But I didn't preserve any lemons, so we're just going to use some lemon juice. And then I am going to put in a little bit of butter at the end. I'm going to wash my hands really quick, y'all. Any questions?
Yeah. Lisa Haas says, "Hi, I joined late. Can I watch the beginning later?" I'm
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll be there.
Jennifer Driscoll says, "Are you going to post the recipe at the end? Because you can't remember all of it."
No. Yep.
Then Aunt Becky says, "Kimberly, the Van Comstones are watching Auntie Kim." Peggy Dean says, "There's no chicken. That's why she got 2 pounds of shrimp for tonight." Christy Sean says, "Lee, we can see your beard."
No, it's Lee Can. Oh.
They can see your beard.
Oh, no, that's the microphone.
That's the microphone. It's awesome. All right, I'm going to get this band started. Oh, my God. All right, so I'm going to do like high to get started and then medium high to finish it off. But that's so funny. Okay, yeah, so that got me thinking, if there was no chicken, which I can totally understand because this is kind of it for us. And I refuse for right now to go to the store until, we've used up as many options as we have. I think I have like 3 bell peppers downstairs and 1 onion left in terms of fresh stuff. So that sounds like a fajita meal to me somewhere. But yeah, this would probably be really good on salmon. If you have salmon in your freezer, it would be good on that, or any other kind of sort of hearty fish. It would also be really good on lamb. If you have ground lamb in your freezer, I have some. It would be really good like in meatballs or something like that. This Moroccan spice, but definitely chicken. I would even say try it on your shrimp. If you have all the stuff, so try it on your shrimp. So go ahead. I'm gonna take this over here. All right. I'll turn it back up to high.
Do, 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 do. Let me know if the beard shows up again.
The beard. Let's see. see your beard. It's funny. I don't want to overcrowd it, so I'm just going to do this for right now. So yeah, this chicken breast, obviously, chicken thighs. If you have boneless, skinless chicken thighs, if you're gonna do something with skin on it, I would say maybe like loosen the skin and put it underneath, because it's gonna take longer to cook, and I'd be wary about, you know, searing it for too long with this many like hearty spices on it. But yeah. Let me take a look at these. Oh, zucchini is doing nice. Okay, it's doing good things. So while we're waiting for these, I'm gonna come back over here and get some garnishes ready. Any other questions, guys? What are you guys? I want to hear.
Back to Evie.
What?
Hi there.
Christina Schaefer asked, she missed the beginning, what are we making?
We are making a Moroccan spiced chicken with dried fruit couscous, and I put some zucchini that I had in the oven to roast as well. I'm going to talk about this for a second. This jar right here, I don't know. This is the most insane parsley I've ever bought, because I've had this for 2 weeks. And it is just persevering. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. But I want to do some of this. I'm going to chop some of this up.
Does everything grow better in a Bernie glass?
I think it does, actually. It does. I think it does. Everything goes better in Bernie glass. So I'm going to chop up a little bit of garnish here for my couscous and my chicken. So this is just a little bit of parsley. Yeah, I just keep it in that glass and in the fridge, and it just does really well. Always curl your fingers back, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers are a fabulous thing, and you want to keep them right where they are. All right, so there's that. Let me cut up some scallions here. These were gonna die. These were gonna die, and so now we're giving them a little bit more life. And then I'm gonna cut this lemon in half too. All right, let's check this chicken really quick. There we go. Got it up. So now you guys know my secret hot spots on the stove. There they are. I'm going to cook the rest of the chicken a little bit, because I want to show you. I want to show you what I'm going to do here with this chicken. It's still cooking a little bit. I did my butter. Alright, so when this gets close to being done, I gotta turn this around. I got a hot spot on my stove.
It's right in front of it.
Wow. No, dude. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down onto low and leave it for a bit. And then the last thing I would do, and I'll cook the rest of my chicken later, but I'm gonna throw in some butter. This is going to create a little sauce for us. So, and this is just what I like to do. You know, it's a little decadent, but you know what? I don't have great chicken, so guess what? And then I'm going to take a little bit lemon juice. Let's get that in there. Those out. We don't need those. Yep, there we go. See, it creates a little sauce in there. That's so delicious. All right, I'm gonna turn it off for a second. Let's go back over here. Let's finish up this couscous. So remember I said all you had to do was bring it back to a boil and leave it and then fluff it with a fork. And that is literally all you have to do. So in this couscous, so here we go. This is it. That's all you have to do. This is all you have to do with couscous. You just fluff it with a fork. It's nice. And you can see all of those nice dried fruits in there. Dig in your pantry, see what you can find. Like I said, dates, apricots, cherries, whatever you've got. I wouldn't maybe not recommend prunes, but you do you. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this parsley in here, and then the scallion. Here we go. Oh yeah. There we go. This would be really nice the next day. Drizzle a little olive oil on it. Maybe some leftover protein that you have, whatever it is. I'm going to come over here. You don't have to follow me, but I'm gonna throw some of this parsley here on this chicken. Let me clean this up and get this out of the way. All right, so there's the couscous. And yes, somebody did ask earlier, I think it was Jen, if I was gonna post all of these recipes. Yes, I will, absolutely. Was that?
Christy.
Oh, I will definitely do that. So, there's my zucchini, which roasted nicely in the time that we were doing this. And there's that Moroccan spiced chicken right there. And the couscous. And that's what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. Anybody else have any questions?
Oh, there are hundreds.
Oh, let me know. What's going on?
Robin says hi.
Hey.
Michelle Doherty says, cute salt jar, and after watching you the other day, I'm going to start having a bits and pieces freezer bag, learning from the master.
Bits and pieces freezer bag for sure. For sure. And that's where, when that parsley finally dies, I'm actually going to put that in the bits and pieces bag that's in my freezer with onion and carrot and celery that I use for the chicken stock.
Peggy O'Dean says she has a lamb shoulder in the freezer.
Oh, that would be so lovely.
Christina Schaefer says the socks are my fave. And Michelle Doherty says Amara would love your socks.
Well, she's a unicorn girl, huh? All right, then.
Aunt Becky said they did a 2 a.m. steak party last night because they're vampires over there.
2 a.m. steak party. I am definitely not close enough to my niece.
Lisa Ha asked, what are preserved lemons?
Oh, preserved lemons are actually like entire lemons that go into a salt solution. It's like a salt brine solution. And it for a very, very, very long time. And they're preserved that way. And they cut them up. And by that time, the entire lemon itself, you can eat even the rind and everything. But that's what they put in like Moroccan tagines. You've seen that really cool. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but look it up. Tagine, tagine. It's a cooker, and it's got this cone-shaped top on it, and that's a traditional Moroccan cooking vessel. But preserved lemons are just one of those ingredients that is used a lot. Anything else?
Christy Shrums asked, do you keep the parsley in water from time of purchase?
I do, and once in a while I will dump it out and just change it into fresh. But then, I just put it right back in the fridge on the top shelf, and so what I do with it actually, when I bring it home, I keep it in the bunch and I rinse it off really, really well under running water, and then I take a paper towel, I turn it upside down, and I kind of sort of dry it on the paper towel, and then I turn it right side up, stick it in some water, and there it is.
She also said, FYI, I'm asking these questions at you on the TV.
On the TV. I'm on the big screen. That's bad.
Yeah. And Becky asks, what was the dish your brother used to make fun of you for? The fancy jelly thing?
The fancy jelly thing that my brother used to make fun of me for? You mean the balsamic vinegar joke? Everything. My brother used to say that everything that I made, he either had balsamic vinegar or fleur de sel, which you can see over there. I do kind of like.
It's not a lie.
Yeah, I do. I'm kind of a salt snob, so.
Christina Schaefer says, Athena says, ooh, what's that? And
gosh.
Becky asks me, I think Gammy should do one of these. Evie, what do you think? I think absolutely.
I think Gammy should do one,
Gammy
and
should
you know what? I'm
definitely
gonna challenge. I'm gonna challenge Gammy to do one too. I'm gonna go ahead and cook up the rest of this chicken for everybody, for my family. But I'm gonna keep answering questions. So if you have them, keep typing them out, and I will post the recipes for everybody. For right now, I'm gonna finish feeding the family, and it's 5:30, which means in a half an hour we got to do the shout out to our neighbors at 6 o'clock. That's what we're doing here in Lake Orion. And also, if you still want to watch, hashtag looking out, LO, capital L, capital O, looking out, for your neighbors. And then I also want to suggest, if you want to talk about desserts or you want to see anything about desserts, then I'm giving a shout out to my friend Elena Campbell over at Sprout Bake. And at 7 o'clock, she's going to go live and talk about her delicious baked treats. So I wish you all well and happy Sunday, and I hope to see you all very soon.